Coming to this though, opinion is divided on whether schools should reopen on the 27th of January. There are concerns about the safety of pupils as COVID-19 infections spread. Now, Basic Education Minister Angie Motshegka is to provide an update at a briefing this morning. eNCA's Tshegohaco Moagi is covering this story for us. And colleague, good morning to you. I mean, what can we expect at top of the agenda for the minister come her address this morning?
Well, good morning, Tumelo. So we can definitely expect her to give us an indication as to whether schools will be opening on the 27th of January. We do know that there have been calls for schools not to reopen, mainly because of the increase in the COVID-19 cases at the moment. We know that we're seeing the surge now that is currently taking place with COVID-19. And when I did speak to Mary Metcalf, an education expert, Professor Mary Metcalf, she mentioned that it would be safer, so to speak, that schools actually do not open on the 27th, mainly because teachers, of course, are part of communities, and these teachers, they could themselves also get COVID. And we do understand as well that with this particular variant of the coronavirus now in the country, we understand that it is possible for it to actually for younger children to actually get this particular virus. So those are some of the concerns that really are on the table. We do know as well, colleague, that there had been conversations between the Department of Basic Education and all their stakeholders regarding the reopening of schools. So a date will then be set, and we then understand that this briefing will happen at 9 o'clock. And as to when schools will then be open, that will be answered at that time.
Yeah, that is the question, because, I mean, we have different varying opinions there as to reopen or not to reopen, and the minister will provide the clarity. But also, I know that you've been following extensively the issue of teachers and markers. I mean, matriculants, the class of 2020, still awaiting their result. Can we hear from, the minister with regards to how marking is going, but also, I mean, those increased numbers, some of the videos and, images we've been seeing about some of the harrowing conditions with which teachers have to live in?
Absolutely. I mean, that marking is still continuing, expected to end on the 22nd of this month. And then next month only will matriculants be able to receive their results. But, Dumelo, we do know that, as you've mentioned, the DG of Basic Education, Mathanzima Mweli, has been to various provinces. We understand that he's going to the last province. So he's been to about 9 provinces so far, and really just ensuring that marking is actually going well. He did say that, I did actually pose that very question about some of the complaints that have been raised by various stakeholders, including markers themselves, about how this process is currently going, and also the living conditions that they need to stay in at various schools. And he did say that this is something that he will definitely be checking out. We know that he was in Limpopo this week, where he saw quite disturbing images of the lack of social distancing at one of the marking centers in that province. And he says that he has definitely requested for that province to ensure that that social distancing is in place, and that even where the teachers need to actually sleep, that there is sufficient social distancing and that there's good enough ventilation. But I did also speak to various unions about this particular situation as well. And they say that marking has been going quite smoothly, and they are expecting, together though with the Department of Basic Education, they are expecting that marking will conclude on the 22nd of January.